Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new record from Lirium's order, Singularity. The album comes out April 26 on Inverse Records and it has 9 tracks, 36 minutes in length, and this is the band's 4th full-length album. Now, to me, this record really plays out as a sci-fi movie soundtrack. So if you were creating a movie, a sci-fi movie, specifically, it has to be a sci-fi movie, and you wanted the soundtrack of that movie to have a metal vibe to it, this record would be that. This record really screams sci-fi to me, not only from a lyrical content, but also the way the music is put together. The way the structure of the album is put together, the way the songs are put together, the way the orchestration in each individual track are laid out, it really screams space, outer space, traveling through the infinity of outer space. It all has all the condiments, it has all the little nuances that really scream out sci-fi. To me, the way they did it, outside of the lyrics, because the lyrics really reflect that travel through space, that out-of-body experience, if you will. Besides the lyrics, from a musical perspective, the way they really conveyed that to the listener was by blending two styles. They really blended technical death metal with progressive metal. These are two very distinctive genres, but two genres that when incorporated together and when blended well together, really allows the band to really go into different directions, to really create different things with their songs, to really portray different atmospheres, the different fragrances within their songs. It really allows the band to go places. It really takes away all the restrictions of one specific genre and really gives the songs almost sometimes a psychedelic vibe to it. So in this record, they really incorporated those two genres, but they went beyond those genres. They incorporated a lot of other different elements. They incorporated clean vocals, they incorporated piano, acoustic guitars, orchestrations. So they really incorporated a lot of different elements outside of those two genres to really enhance the listening experience, but more important, to really enhance the atmosphere that the record has, to really give this sci-fi vibe to the overall sound of the record. So incorporating those two genres, that was the backbone of the sound and the structure of the record, but they went beyond that. And I really feel like going beyond that and really enhance that listening experience and really enhance that atmosphere and that flavor that the album has. The two genres alone really set the table, but then all the additions that go beyond that really elevate the sound of the record. To me, the positives on this album are without a doubt the mixing of the harsh and clean vocals. That was the first thing that I noticed. I really like how they incorporated those two together in tracks, sometimes using the clean vocals almost as a narrator that really allowed those two to coexist in such a chaotic environment, a controlled chaos, if you will, a controlled chaotic environment. It really allowed the two to coexist and really blend well together, almost feeding one off of the other. Those were two things that I didn't think going in would be able to really work long term, like maybe on one track, but not on multiple tracks. They did really a wonderful job being able to combine these two different vocal styles and really create songs that allowed them to coexist, but not only coexist, really bring out the best out of each other. That to me is definitely one of the highlights of the record. Another one is how the drums were recorded on this album. I love the heaviness that the drum track gives the songs without overpowering or overshadowing anything else on the track. That to me is really important. When you have an album that really mixes progressive and technical death metal, there are a lot of moving parts, there are a lot of different things coming at you. So it's important to have a drum track that gives heaviness to the tracks, because everything else is giving you blends and melodies and taking you into different directions. So it's really important that you have a heavy drum track that really enhances the heaviness of the record. Having said that, it's also equally important not to allow that drum track to overshadow everything else, including the vocals, the guitar solos, everything else the band wants to put in the track. They were able to do that on this album. The drums sound heavy, but never heavy to the point where you can't hear anything else. So they did a really wonderful job mixing and creating a record that has heaviness from the drums without ever overpowering. They also were able to combine the heaviness of the drums with the heaviness of the harsh vocals to really accentuate certain heavier spots within songs. That is also key. More so because they're using clean vocals. So when you're using clean vocals, you really need a partner to your harsh vocals to really create a nice dynamic between those two different vocal styles. They were able to do that with the drum tracks, really connecting the drums with the harsh vocals, allowing the clean vocals to stand on their own and connect more with the melody that's coming from the guitars. So to me, that was a great way to achieve heaviness without overpowering it, and also combining those two very distinct vocal styles. On the negative side, to me, the main negative that I have are two, actually, two really small negatives. One is I would really enjoy it, and I mentioned this when I first checked out their song, their first single that came out. I mentioned this. I really would like to hear a lot more bass on this album. I think the bass could have given the tracks a little bit of heaviness without depending so heavily on the drums. The bass could have allowed the songs to be a little bit heavier, would also allow the songs to have certain key melodies and really break the routine of the song, really throw the listener for a loop, incorporating a bass solo instead of using a guitar solo. They could have done a lot more with the bass. I felt that the bass on this record was underused, and perhaps it could have really been another key component that could have elevated the sound, the atmosphere of the record, that sci-fi vibe. I really feel the bass, used to its full potential, could really elevate certain tracks on this record to an even higher point. The other aspect that I thought was perhaps, not that it was lacking or a negative, I just didn't really understand the point of having an acoustic instrumental track in the middle of the record. I felt that if you want to put that instrument, and by the way, that instrumental track is absolutely amazing. I really like that acoustic instrumental track. I just didn't really feel a connection to that track and how it played out with the structure of the record. So I almost felt that that track would have been better used as part of a song, as the intro to a song. I think if they had done it that way, included that acoustic portion, perhaps strip it out a little bit, made it a little bit shorter, and incorporate it as the intro into a song, keep some of those same melodies throughout the song, and then finish the song with that same acoustic, I think it would have blended a lot better with the album structure and not feel like it was just kind of parachute into the structure of this record. So to me, those were the two little things that I would have changed on this overall really well put together record. As far as songs are concerned, I'm going to talk about 3 songs as I always do, and I'm going to start with Ayatollah. The drums on this track are absolutely killer, as they are throughout the whole record. It really adds a really heaviness to the song, and it really balances out really well with the melody that you're getting from the guitars. It really mixes that technical death metal side with the more progressive side. Those two elements are really represented well in this song, specifically from a guitar and drums perspective. The two really balance out each other extremely well on this track. The drums and the harsh vocals on this song really combine well to bring heaviness, a much needed heaviness to the song, because the song has a lot of melody to it, so it really needs something to counterbalance that. So I really find the combination of using heavy drums at the same time that you're giving the harsh vocals. This song does not use clean vocals. Harsh vocals really adds heaviness to the track. The orchestration bridge in the middle of the track is really different. It really gives a sci-fi, it really adds to that sci-fi motif that the album has. So using that orchestration as a middle bridge on the track really worked well. I really enjoyed it. Another song I want to mention to you guys is Singularity, which is the name of the album. This track almost starts as a doom song. It has a really dark guitar riff, absolutely delicious, dark, embracing guitar riff to start off the song. This is a song that to me feels like a step pyramid, because with every single second that passes by, the song gains momentum. It gets heavier, it gains in tempo, it starts moving along. It just feels like you're climbing towards a climax with this song, and that climax comes once the clean vocals kick in. This is a song that really incorporates well clean and harsh vocals. It does not use a lot of clean vocals, but the way they are introduced to the song is really well done. Because like I said, there's a feeling of a crescendo, there's a feeling of a growth. The song is progressively moving. You feel like you're stepping towards something. You're trying to achieve something and you're working towards it. And that is those clean vocals, the way they come in, really well put together, really well balanced, and really adds something to the album, almost like a storytelling narrator style, coming in to tell you about what's happening, give you an idea of what the track is trying to give you as far as the lyrical content is concerned. So I really like how they did that, how that there's that that build up too. There's also a piano piece in the middle of the song that really breaks the song into two. I like that. It was different. It was a beautiful melody. I almost wish they had continued using that melody throughout the track, in the background, not in the forefront, because I really like what they did. The song broke. You get this piano melody that comes in. Once again, adding a real sci-fi vibe to it, a really dark, embracing vibe that you also got from the guitar riff at the beginning of the song. But it was so delicious, was so good, I almost felt that they should have perhaps continued a little bit with it, but in the background, not in the forefront, almost as an underlying melody to the rest of the song. Last but not least, the Billionaire Contract, my favorite song on the album. The reason why this is my favorite song is because I feel like this song is the one that better incorporates all the different styles, motifs, genres that this record has to offer. I really feel like this song really incorporates the best in terms of progressive, technical death metal, clean vocals, harsh vocals, orchestration, everything. This song really is a synopsis of what the whole album has to offer, music and lyrically, on both sides of the spectrum. I really like how the two sets of vocals really work well together. They added layers to the clean vocals. They added a sense of an echo, almost like a choir, but more of an echo than a choir. What that did was it added volume to the clean vocals without making the clean vocals sound heavy. So they didn't want, because you already have the harsh vocals, you don't want to have the clean vocals sounding too heavy. You really need something to create a counterbalance. You need something more melodic. So by adding the sense of an echo, it gave volume to the vocals, to the clean vocals, without making them heavy. That was really important on a song like this that has a lot of melody and heavy components. You don't want it to create melody and then turn melodic components into heavy components when you already have your own heaviness to the song itself coming from the harsh vocals and the heavy drum track. So I really like how those two really incorporated. I also like how they incorporated the clean and the harsh. They really intertwined throughout the song. The same way they blended the progressive style with the more technical death metal side, they really blended the clean and harsh vocals together really well. The last caveat on this song is the guitar solo. Beautiful, beautiful solo, just like a spider web. It's just weaved all over the song. Just really adds, it accentuates the feeling of the song, the melody of the song, the atmosphere of the song. While in the previous two, you had an orchestration and a piano that kind of gave the song a little bit of that sci-fi vibe. And this specific song, that sci-fi vibe came from the guitar solo. It really felt almost like a classic solo, almost something out of a classical music, if you will. It was almost transported from classical music into an electric guitar, and that's how it came across. Really wonderfully done. I really enjoyed it. It was beautiful. It added melody to the song, but it added purpose, more importantly. It added atmosphere to the track, and it really combined all the other elements, like I said, to really make this track one of the most concise and most perhaps all-inclusive tracks on this record. A track that really brings all the different pieces that they have, going from song 1 to song 9, and they put it all together into this one track. This one is really the Cole's notes, if you will, of this album, Singularity. Alright guys, this is it from me. This is Delirium's Order, Singularity. Like I said, out April 26th. Let me know your thoughts on the single, on the band, on your favorite songs. What do you think of the record? Use the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.